Hi, how are you? Welcome to my English class. I'm Destry Rosa, and today we will discuss about noun clause and adjective clause. Okay, now let's see. A clause is a group of words that forms part of a sentence and that contains a subject and a predicate. Remember, a clause contains a subject and a predicate. A clause can be independent clause or main clause or dependent clause, and we can call it subordinating clause. A clause is subordinate or dependent because it cannot stand alone as a complete sentence. Now we come to noun clause. A noun clause is a type of dependent clause that acts as noun. It modifies a simple noun. It can be a person, place, thing, or idea. A noun clause usually begins with conjunctions such as a relative pronoun who, whom, whose, which, what, that, whoever, whomever, whichever, or whatever. And also, we can use a subordinating conjunction such as how, when, why, where, whether, or if. There are some types of noun clauses. It can be as a subject, direct object, indirect object, object of a preposition, subject complement, object complement, appositive, and adjective complement. Let's see the first function, noun clause, as a subject. The subject of the sentence is the person, place, thing, or idea that doing the action of the verb. Now let's see the example here. The sentence, how he treated Anita was a surprise. Okay, now pay attention to the clause that I give the green color. How he treated Anita. Okay, the word how, it is the subordinating conjunction and it is the signal of the dependent clause. So, how he treated Anita is a noun clause function as subject. Okay, he as a subject and treated as the verb for the noun clause. And the rest of the sentence was a surprise is the predicate. Let's see, pay attention to the sentence. Can you find the noun clause in this sentence? Good. Whose car parked on the yard? We know from the relative pronoun that has function to signal the dependent clause. The clause whose car parked on the yard all day is the noun clause that function as subject. Car is a subject, park as a verb, and the rest of the sentence is still a mystery, is the predicate of the sentence. We come to the second function of noun clause as a direct object. Okay, a direct object receives the action of the transitive verb and answers the question what and who. Now let's see the example. It cannot be denied that the report has been manipulated. Okay, we can find here the word that as the relative pronoun and give the signal of the noun clause as a direct object. Okay, it is a direct object for the verb denied. Okay, which answers the question what cannot be denied. So the clause that the report has been manipulated is the direct object for the verb denied. Example, can you find the noun clause from this sentence? I know where we will go. Good. The clause where we will go, it is the noun clause as a direct object for the verb know, which answer the question, what do you know? The answer, where we will go. Remember, the word where here is not a question, but it is has function as a relative pronoun to connect between the two sentences, and then it is also the signal for the noun clause as the direct object. Come to the third function of noun clause as an indirect object. Indirect object is the recipient of the direct object. Let's see the example. The publisher sometimes gives whoever sells more than 100 exemplars of books extra payment. Can you see which one is the indirect object? Great. The green clause is the indirect object. Whoever sells more than 100 exemplars of books, it is become the indirect object. Okay, whoever, the relative pronoun, and then whoever sells more than 100 exemplars of books, it is the noun clause as an indirect object, and that from the direct object extra payment. Okay. Okay. Now let's see the more example. The government will award whoever writes the best essay about climate changing a prize. Okay, whoever here function as a relative pronoun as a conjunction. Whoever writes the best essay about climate changing is the noun clause as an indirect object for the direct object a prize. Okay, now we come to noun clause as an object of a preposition. Look at the example. Arnold is not interested in whatever the teacher explains in front of the class. We can see here in. In is the preposition, and whatever the teacher explains in front of the class is the noun clause. So here we can see that the preposition in come before the noun clause to show the relationship between the nearby word interested. Okay, next we come to the next example. They sold the house to whoever made the best offer. To here is the preposition connect with the noun clause whoever made the best offer. It is show the relationship with the nearby word sold. They sold to whoever made the best offer. The next function, noun clause as a subject complement. Example here, my opinion is that the debate competition should be stopped during COVID-19. Okay, the subject actually is the subject in this sentence actually is the my opinion. Okay, and a subject complement follows a linking verb and describes or identifies the subject. So it is the linking verb, and the green one is the noun clause that define or describe my opinion. The next sample, 700,000 rupees is what I got from the competition. The linking verb is this one is, and the noun clause what I got from the competition is modify or describe 700,000 rupees. The next function of noun clause as object complement. Okay, pay attention to the sample. Okay, I cannot apologize my biggest mistake that I was not beside my father in his bad situation. Okay, the noun clause here that I was not beside my father in his bad situation, it is describe or complete the object mistake. Okay, the object is my biggest mistake. So the noun clause defines or describes about the object here, mistake. She considered her regret that she has never met her mother. It is the noun clause and it is define or describe the object regret. Okay, now we continue to the noun clause as an appositive. Noun clause as an appositive. An appositive renames the noun. It gives the renames of the noun. It is the example. Her anger that she did not pay this month makes sense. So that she did not pay this month, it is belong to her anger atau angernya ini. Okay. Next, our parents who are wiser and older know the truth. Here, the noun clause who are wiser and older function as a positive which define or which modify our parents. The last one, it is noun clause as an adjective complement. A noun clause modifies or complete the adjective. Okay, let's see the example. I became worried when I heard the news about you. So, the noun clause here, when I heard the news about you, it is modifies the adjective worried. Okay, it is worried has function as an adjective, and the noun clause when I heard the news about you modifies the adjective. The next example, John is unsure if Mrs. Maria accepts his assignment. If Mrs. Maria accepts his assignment is a noun clause and it is modify the adjective unsure. Okay, that's the end of our meeting today. Don't forget to learn at home and keep healthy. Bye. See you in the next video.